Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie. I'm an artist. And in my studio one day, I had a guest. She was a teacher, and she noticed a nut stuck to the wall. She said, "What's that?" And I said, "It's a wall."
When I was in college, a college professor, a critic once said that you shouldn't teach your students to curate themselves. Well, by the time I read that, I'd been curating myself for about 6 or 7 years. It served me very well. Now I have the pleasure at the age I am now, 83, long past my college days, I'm curating myself. The thing that was wrong about that critic was he'd never had an education in electronic arts, video, computers, and so forth. So he had no concept as to what curating would be in the 21st century. So I found a video from 2009. It's a funny little video, and I found it in my Curator game. I made a Curator game, and I'm still working on it. I'd like some help. I'd like some cooperation from other people. It's called the Curator game. Anyway, you basically go through and play games with your history, your own history. Now, if you're an artist of as many years as I am, you've got a lot of history, and it's kind of fun. In fact, it's very fun and kind of funny. So I wanted to share this, it's a couple minutes long video that I made in 2009 about the walnut, a little thing that I invented one time. And well, I found this video, and I'll let you watch it. More about that later.
Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie. I'm an artist. And in my studio one day, I had a guest. She was a teacher, and she noticed a nut stuck to the wall. She said, "What's that?" And I said, "It's a walnut." And she laughed. She said, "That's a good one. May I have it?" I said, "Sure, for 50 cents. And so she paid me 50 cents. And she said, "My kids in school will love this because I use a nut when I teach them about file structures and computers." I said, "Well, how do you do that?" And she said, "Well, I'll tell you, for 50 cents. So I paid her the 50 cents, and she told me. I teach them that a computer is like a tree in a way, and that memory is underground, and that the nuts grow on the top of the tree, and they're a squirrel, and they have to go up and find these nuts and bury them in the right part of the ground so they can find them at a future time." She said the nuts come in 4 colors: cyan, yellow, magenta, and black. The squirrel has to pick the nut, whether it's a red one or whatever, and go down the trunk of the tree and find the right tunnel, which is color-coded for that particular nut. She said each color stands for a certain letter. The letter T, R, P, and S. T is for teaching, P is for production, R is for research, and S is for service. She called it the TERPS principle, TRPS, teaching, research, production, and service. And I thought, that's a good idea. I could use that in my game. And she said, "Well, you'll have to pay me 50 cents.